Hey everyone, Jonathan here. I'm coming to you today to discuss some fun animal facts. And I'm going to try to be doing this more often and talk about various animals in our amazing waters around the world. So today, we're going to start this topic off talking about the fascinating world of leopard sharks. These are one of the most striking and easily recognizable sharks that you can see in the coastal waters, all the way from the Pacific coast, from Oregon, all the way down to the Baja California Peninsula down in Mexico. These guys are very recognizable in the water. They are seen and use their skin basically as a way to hide from their predators. So let's talk about that a little bit of the identifying marks of the leopard shark. The leopard sharks, obviously, their name comes from their very particular patterns. They have a silver gray body that has various spots around it. So as you can see here, they have spots here, and then down their back, they typically have these saddle-shaped spots out there, much like a leopard. Hence the name leopard shark. These are easy to spot sharks in the shallow coastal waters. Their long, slender bodies are nice and out there, and they come with a short, rounded snout out there. Again, also the other piece they have is they have a tall, upright dorsal fin, and their pattern also helps them blend in with the sandy floors or rocky sea floors, thus making it hard for predators to be able to spot them out there. So let's talk a little bit now. Speaking of being able to spot them, let's talk a little bit now about where you might be able to find them. As I mentioned before, you can find these along the Pacific coast, from the cold waters of Oregon all the way down to the warmer waters down in the Baja Mexico Peninsula. So they thrive in shallow waters, especially sandy flats, bays, estuaries, and you will see them in kelp forests. Great kelp forests to be able to see them in would be somewhere down in the Channel Islands, something like that. Some sandy flats that you may see them in would be down in like San Diego. And speaking of that, there's a good chance that you will see them if you're ever visiting San Diego in the shallows from the beach. Don't worry, they are harmless to humans out there. Another spot you may see them in the shallows, if you're out snorkeling or something, would be the San Francisco Bay Area. And when you do spot them, you may think that they're not that big. Typical size of a leopard shark is 4 to 5 feet in size. However, they do get upwards around 7 feet occasionally. But despite their size, they are slim and elegant out there. Leopard sharks do live to be between 20 and 30 years old, and they'll stay in the same coastal habitats year after year. So, staying in the same habitats, that means they're, depending on where you're finding them, that means their food can be very rigid, but they are opportunistic eaters. What this means is they're going to eat what is available to them, especially in the current habitat that they're in. They're going to be looking for things such as clams, crabs, worms, and small fish out there. They do have a small, powerful suction feeding ability, allowing to dig into the sand to be able to pull out the clams and everything. And their meals can change depending on the season and what's around them. Like I mentioned, they are opportunistic eaters. They often will gather in schools from just a few to a school of hundreds or thousands out there. You can see them in the shallow waters, and they think that the reason they may school and be in the shallow waters is to help regulate their body temperatures for them. In the summertime, some other things you might want to know is the pregnant females do go and swim into protected bays out there to birth their pups. Their pups, when they're born, are anywhere between 8 to 10 inches in size. So think about that. They start out pretty small and will grow up to something about 4 to 5 feet in length. The reason they give birth to the pups in these protected bays is that it allows them a place to grow without much risk predators out there. and everything. So they will be nice and safe. That way, we get to keep loving these amazing animals. As I mentioned before, they are harmless to humans, and the reason is they're naturally shy. So they will swim away from you if you get too close. But the best thing to always do is to make sure that you stay and keep your distance from them in general. It's great to observe them. Don't try to get too close. We don't want to be touching our amazing sea creatures out there. One other fun fact about these guys is unlike other sharks that have to keep swimming to get water to go across their gills in order for them to continue to breathe, the leopard shark can actually lay down on the bottom and they have a pump system that runs water over their gills in order for them to be able to continuously breathe while being stationary on the sea floor. So, as I mentioned before, great places to see them: Oregon coast, San Diego, Channel Islands. If you want to see them in a nice protected area where you're going to be safe and guarantee safety no matter what's around you, is the Oregon Coast Aquarium. We go there a couple times a year in order to dive, and we dive with the leopard sharks in the shark tank that they have there. If you're interested in that, give us a call. We'll help tell you more about that trip and everything with it. So, again, the leopard sharks may not be the largest predators in the ocean, but it's with its unique pattern, they're probably one of the coolest sharks to be looking for. They're also very peaceful by nature, as I mentioned. It's beautiful and approachable sharks. Still keep your distance, but they are approachable. They are shy, though, out there. And if you're ever exploring the Pacific Ocean, make sure you're looking down, looking on that sandy floor, looking in the rock beds. You may just see one of these striped patterns, leopard patterns out there swimming around. Hopefully, you get to catch a glimpse of them while gliding gracefully through the shallows. Again, I really hope that you enjoyed me in talking about this presentation about the leopard sharks. If you would like me to focus on other particular fish or sea creatures, let me know. Drop a message down in the comments, and I'll look to do future videos on those particular animals. I hope to see you soon. Come on in. We love to talk diving. Hope to see you in the water soon. Thanks. Have a good day.